Sony's PlayStation 5 is almost upon us, but we still don't know the console's official release date or price. That won't stop us from speculating though, and today we're here to answer the question that's on every gamer's mind. What's better, the PS5 or a PC? Marketing guys over at Sony have been working overtime for a long time now, doing their best to sell the next generation amidst a pandemic. With all the talk of SSDs faster than anything in a PC and CPU technology not available to consumers inside the PS5, many are wondering if finally a console will be as good or better than a PC. Plus, with Xbox exclusives coming to PC, Xbox may itself become a PC brand. We're here to cut through all the confusion and tell you what you need to know about the differences between the PS5 and a PC. Let's get started, shall we? Sony's marketing claims are absolutely audacious when it comes to the PS5 specs, especially in reference to its SSD and CPU. According to Sony, their SSD is far more advanced than any SSD in any PC you can buy today. Surprisingly, this is true. The PS5 CPU is also a Ryzen Zen 2 chip, which is as cutting edge in terms of design as AMD's Ryzen line of processors gets today. However, the PS5's comparison with the PC is much less clear-cut. You see, while the speeds rated for Sony's custom NVMe SSD do surpass PC SSDs on the market today, this does not mean the console is capable of doing anything a PC cannot do. SSDs on PCs offer the same benefits coming to next-gen consoles, which is to say, drastically improved load times and far better asset streaming. The same goes for the CPU in the PS5. While modern in design and frequency, the range of CPUs available on PC can far outperform what's inside the PS5. Together, none of the components in a PS5 hold a candle to an expensive gaming rig. That's a fact. But even though we don't yet know the PS5's exact price, it's exceedingly unlikely you'll be able to build or buy a PC as powerful as the PS5 for the same price. This was largely true for the Xbox One X on release, as 4K gaming was so expensive as to make a far less capable console the most cost-effective way to enjoy such a resolution. And this was a much less powerful console both in the abstract and for the time. It's true we don't yet know the price of the PlayStation 5, so we won't assume the best or the worst. Considering Sony's history, they've never launched a console with a base price of more than $499, which is what the original 20GB PS3 retailed for at launch. Let's say the PS5 will be as expensive as their most expensive console. Even at $500, you're not going to find a better deal on PC, especially when you consider the PS5 will come with a controller and supports ray tracing. And you'll have to acquire a mouse and keyboard and a controller if you want to use one on PC, which also won't support ray tracing at that price point anytime soon. PlayStation does charge you for its online service, and PC simply does not. But today in 2020, the PS5 is certainly going to be a deal when you think about the hardware inside the box. It's also important to remember that games on PC are by and large much cheaper than their console counterparts. However though, as the years march on, prices will fall and new products will be released. Soon enough, budget PCs will eclipse the power of the PS5, and PCs will always offer more customization, a larger library of games, upgradability, and mods. Playing the long game, if money is the only consideration, a PC will inevitably be the smart choice. But it is still a fact that PC players can no longer sneer at gamers making a console purchase. The PS5 is an awe-inspiring machine and a technological feat in the world of console development. And for the tech inside, it's a good deal. Sony's custom-designed high-speed NVMe SSD their marketing team likes to go on and on about only has a capacity of 825 gigabytes. Admittedly, this is more space than Sony has ever launched a new mainline console with, but games are bigger than ever today. And with the next generation of gaming on the horizon, games are set to become only bigger as they make use of higher resolution textures and more detailed environments. A single game could easily take up 100 gigabytes, 200 gigabytes, or even more as games continue to get more ambitious. Fortunately, the PS5 storage is upgradable. In fact, it's the PS5's only upgradable component. Though, Sony notes only certain certified SSDs will work inside the PS5, and it's unlikely any of these drives will be a match for the performance of Sony's SSD. Sony does also offer external hard drive support, which will be slower than both a third-party SSD and Sony's SSD. A PC, however, is an entirely different story. Regardless of whether you buy a pre-built or build a computer yourself, every part of your computer will be replaceable and upgradable. If a few years go by and you need more storage, no problem. Games not running as well as you'd like? No problem. PCs are the ultimate in future-proof technology precisely because they're modular and can be endlessly configured and reconfigured. Though, of course, upgrading a PC over time will cost much more than a console, where that same box is meant to last for the entire generation. As always, buying a console locks you into the same set hardware you have now forever. It's true that the next generation of consoles will be the most powerful to date, but they will end up aging the same. Sony has never really based its gaming reputation off producing the most technologically advanced console out there. Sony is known for its mammoth roster of excellent exclusive games. Doubtlessly, the PS5 will be home to a great number of awesome exclusive experiences, but the PS5 will also be able to play Sony's last generation exclusives. These PS4 games may well see PS5 updates, making them playable at higher resolutions and frame rates than was possible on the PS4. While there isn't an official confirmation that every PS4 exclusive will work on PS5 or be upgraded for the PS5, it's safe to say that a fair few will get such treatment. There are no two ways about it. The PS5 will inevitably have an excellent catalog of games exclusive to the system. However, the PC gaming library spans across decades, so it will always dwarf the library of a console. Furthermore, Sony has been, for the first time in history, releasing their games on PC. Quantic Dream's last 3 games, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human, have come to PC. Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding has come to PC, and even Horizon Zero Dawn has come to PC. Sony has gone on to note they're even open to bringing some more games to PC in the future, which bodes well for all those out there still praying for a PC port of Bloodborne. At the end of the day, it's better than ever to be a PC gamer. But if you just can't miss out on an entire generation of Sony games, which few gamers would blame you for, there will be no other way to play them than on the PS5. You may well think the Xbox Series X's #1 competitor is Sony's PlayStation 5. It only makes sense after all, as the two companies have vied for market share for the last 3 generations of gaming. Surprisingly, this actually isn't the case anymore. In recent years, Microsoft has taken steps to evolve Xbox from just a console into a brand they can fold into the larger Microsoft ecosystem. Microsoft wants gamers to use their products, not just an Xbox. Accordingly, the Xbox just doesn't do exclusives anymore. Xbox games now always come to PC, and they're even coming to Steam too, not just being relegated to the Microsoft Store. With Xbox's Game Pass program on PC, Xbox games are dirt cheap, and they can be played at higher settings, frame rates, and resolutions on PC. In short, the PC is rapidly becoming a better Xbox than the Xbox. For console gamers, the choice isn't really between a PlayStation or an Xbox, likely in addition to a Switch, because an Xbox doesn't really have any exclusive games anymore. A PC will let you play just as many Xbox games as an Xbox, as well as some previously Sony exclusive games. This is all in addition to the countless PC exclusives and older titles the new consoles cannot play. Because of all this, while many may be completely content to pick up a Series X and play whatever games they can on the system, those looking for the best deals in gaming will likely have to choose between a PS5 and a PC. Though, if multi-platform games are all you care about, a controller is the most natural way for you to play, and your friends are on Xbox, a Series X makes as much sense as any other luxury video game device. The future is by definition unknowable, but there are some certainties out there. One of these certainties is that the next gen is set to be, for gamers, a dubious upgrade at the beginning of the generation. Most people out there don't have a 4K display, and those who do, who are coming from an Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, or PC, likely won't be blown away by next-gen 4K gaming. And all those who cannot experience games in 4K will have an ever tougher time feeling like they're playing a new generation of game. Ultimately, this could be addressed by developers always giving gamers an option between higher resolution and a higher frame rate. If games all had 4K 30 FPS modes and lower resolution 60 FPS modes, gamers with and without 4K screens could immediately feel the difference of the next generation. Unfortunately, games are already being announced as 30 FPS only on the next generation, suggesting that if you thought 60 FPS was going to be the standard for next gen, that you've got another thing coming. Because of this tension between frame rate and resolution, PCs are going to continue to be a strong option. As more and more people learn to love or be indifferent towards 4K, The demand for running games at resolutions and frame rates of our choosing will only grow. Finally, as an industry, we are hurtling towards diminishing returns of resolution. 4K can't be properly appreciated on a small screen anyways, and as games become indistinguishably photorealistic, the demand for 8K or 16K gaming may simply never come. The natural path for technological advancement in games is in higher frame rates and variable frame rates, and those have always been the most at home on PC. What's your take on the next generation? Will you be picking up a PS5 or a Series X, or will you stick with PC? Let us know in the comments down below, and for more videos just like this one, make sure to subscribe to us here at TheGamer and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all our latest videos. Thanks for watching!